This old world may be sleeping, but we have been dreaming, dreaming of a brighter day. Some of us keeping our minds on the reason. Beautiful season is coming our way. Today could be the day. Hey, little flower, you got the power to push through green blankets. You're ready to grow. Hey there, sweet bluebird, tell me what you heard. I want to sing that great song that you know. Wake from your slumber and try to remember a time when we all were together as one. A new day is coming, yes, there will be sunshine. Wipe away teardrops, springtime will come. It's been so lonely, but that was only our chance to realize the love that we need. Come, take my hand now, let's make a plan how to stay wide awake. Let's fly you and me away. Wake from your slumber and try to remember a time when we all were together as one. A new day has come, tell me you feel the sun. Wipe away teardrops, springtime has come. I'm wide awake now.
Good morning and welcome to the Sacramento Center for Spiritual Living. Happy Easter. I'm Ruth Hall, President of the Board of Trustees and Production Manager for today's Sacred Sunday service. Welcome. We're so glad you've joined us today. If you're new to our center and this is your first time Zooming with us, please know that this service is being recorded and that it will be posted on social media in order to grow our community and to reach those who are not able to join us on Zoom today. But the fellowship time after the service is not recorded. Also, if you are new and would like more information about our center or to be put on our mailing list, you can put your contact information in the chat. You can also visit our website at www.saccsl.org to sign up to receive emails. Other than those who are currently putting their contact information into the chat right now, please refrain from using the chat during the service to allow a sacred space free from distractions. The chat will be open again during the fellowship time. And now, please join me in welcoming our beloved senior minister who will be leading us today in our celebration, Reverend Sharon Dunn.
Ooh, good morning, everyone. I want to see you all. Oh my gosh. Anne, that's amazing. I love your bonnet, Patricia. What a courageous soul. I love your hat. And Ruth, I think you win the bonnet on it for today. Put a bonnet on it is won by Ruth Hall. Debbie, you look beautiful as well. So first and foremost, I want to welcome everyone. It doesn't look like anyone is here for the first time. So I'm going to take this opportunity to say happy birthday to our beloved Delane. Delane, happy birthday. Everybody unmute and wish Delane a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Delane.
Happy birthday to
To you, happy
you.
birthday to
To
you. Happy
birthday, dear
dear
Delane. Happy
Happy
birthday to you. To you.
birthday. So you might have thought I forgot Delane, but you know that's not possible when you share the same birthday as my sister.
But you forget.
All right, let's mute everybody.
Exactly.
I'm getting an echo here,
And happy birthday.
We are too.
Ruth. I'm getting right. Ruth knows about getting those echoes. So that was fun. We could do that all day long, saying good morning to each other. I can't wait. It's just the countdown for us being together. Our board of trustees is definitely starting to look at when we're going to be together and how that's going to look. So I'm just getting so excited. I'm getting quite acclimated to being in the world again because I am vaccinated. My mask is my superpower, but I, under that mask, feel very safe, which is wonderful. So let us get to it. I'm going to ring our beautiful bell, bringing us into the sacred vibration of our celebration service. And when I finish with that, we're going to hear from one of my favorite voices, a practitioner who is an amazing human being, one of my teachers, actually, one of my mentors, a brilliant mind, and someone who has pretty much known this teaching her whole life, Debbie Putnam.
Our invocation today is something special. Take this in on this Easter Sunday. Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. Thou maketh me to lie down in green pastures, and leadeth me beside the still waters. Thou restoreth my soul, and leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for thy name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me, and anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
We've spoken before about the twin themes for 2021 that are evolving side by side because truly they connect: timeless wisdom and evolutionary vision. These are the twin CSL themes for 2021 that move together so beautifully. And we have, for April, for every month, we have a book tied to each one of these themes so that we can explore either side, both sides. The timeless wisdom for the month of April is Ernest Holmes' book, Love and Law. And the evolutionary vision book for April is Elastic, Unlocking Your Brain's Ability to Embrace Change by Leonard Mlodinow, which I'm sure I said wrong. Mlodinow. Thank you. And now for our readings. One of the outstanding things that Jesus taught was the mistakes of yesterday can be canceled, that God's creation is always taking place. And no matter what the experiences of yesterday may have been, they can be changed. Ernest Holmes. I know that limitation and fear do not exist in God's kingdom. Light of the Spirit within me dissolves every obstruction in my path. Everything unlike the perfect nature disappears. My entire thought, will, and imagination are saturated with the divine presence, which forever proclaims, behold, I make all things new. I know that all the power there is and all the presence there is love, the Spirit Almighty. I know that love protects me and that I am guided and guarded into the pathways of peace, of joy, and of security. I know that this is true of all people. This is what I believe about everyone. This is what exists for the whole world. This is my prayer of acceptance today and every day. I feel myself safe in the keeping of the divine love. I feel the soft, enveloping presence of the living Spirit. See Jesus's many parables of the kingdom, which lean heavily on the language of growth and development. His common metaphors for growth are the seed, the growing ear of corn, weeds and wheat growing together, and the rising of yeast. His parable of the reign of God are about finding, discovering, being surprised, experiencing reversals of expectations, changing roles and status. None of these notions are static. They are always about something new and good coming into being. And now for our music with Your Love, O God by Denise Rosier.
You are the light in a darkened room and rain on a desert floor. Love beating in the hardest heart, calm to a raging storm. You're the miracle of miracles, moving through everything, and you move in me, move in me. You are the bread for a hungry soul, light with the truth laid bare. The moon that glows with the light of the sun, but even that can't compare. You're the wonder of wonders, shining through everything, and you shine in me. I am alive with your love, what you've made me with your love, oh God. I am a precious, sacred gift you have opened up, like the stream that spills from the edges of an overflowing cup. You're the blessing of blessings, moving through everything, and you flow through me, flow through me. I am alive with your love, oh God. You are high and lifted up. I am alive with your love, oh God. You are high and lifted up, pure and holy. I am solely what you've made me with your love, oh God. I am alive with your love, oh God. You are high and lifted up. I am alive with your love, oh God. You are high and lifted up, pure and holy. I am solely what you've made me with your love, oh God. I am alive with your love, oh God. You are high and lifted up, pure and holy. I am solely what you've made me with your love, oh God.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you for choosing that, Ruth. I loved it. Oh, so happy Easter, everyone. I see many of you have put a bonnet on it. That's my kind of new thing this week. And, you know, this is one of my favorite Sundays. I think I say that every year. And, you know, my topic today is the path less traveled, which is part of our theme for the month. April is stepping into the unknown, stepping into the unknown. Now, this is a good thing considering where we've been. Remember March? We spent the entire month visioning, listening for God's idea of itself or Spirit's idea of itself as our life. Well, now this month, we are stepping into the unknown. Doesn't it make sense? Stepping into the unknown, meaning we are now following the vision. We've caught the vision. I didn't say we had to drive the vision, did I? We follow the vision because we don't need to know how he handles that, but we just need to take action. And so we will know individually what that action is as the vision reveals itself. And everything we need is in that vision. So today I'm going to talk about the Holy Week story. And I've been asking everybody all week, are you telling the Holy Week story, hearing the Holy Week story, or are you living the Holy Week story? Are you living the Holy Week story? And I'm here to tell you I'm living it. I could not wait for Easter Sunday to be resurrected, to be honest. And I want to talk about it. And so if you're not familiar with the Holy Week story, you will be today. And so I'm going to talk about three things: the story of Holy Week, of course, the path less traveled, and the resurrection, or Easter, if you will. And of course, it all starts with Palm Sunday. What I want to know about Palm Sunday is that's when the story starts for the week. It's certainly not the way, the starting point of the story. But the whole point of the story is about relationships. At least that's where I want you and I to be today, in relationships. And that relationship has to start with self. So doggone it if we don't get to start with you first. We get to start with me first, because nothing can happen with you if it's not happening within me first. And that's the only thing you're going to hear today about the science of mind. So it starts with Palm Sunday. And why do I say relationship? I say relationships because the whole reason Jesus came triumphantly in to Jerusalem was because he was bringing his message of love, and he was starting to get quite a few followers. And guess what? That isn't okay. If he's popular, I'm not popular. If I'm governing the lands and someone like him shows up all popular, well, I'm not going to like that very much, am I? So there's going to be this whole week of taking this guy down. Okay? So he comes in, he's powerful. Not only is he powerful, but he's claiming that you are too. Oh no. That means that if that message gets through, oh goodness, chaos in the lands. Too much power. So Palm Sunday, he comes in and they're just laying down the palms and he's really excited. And I entered this week on Palm Sunday feeling powerful. Have you ever walked into a situation feeling your best? Like you've got this, together. You're surrounded by people who you trust and who you care about, and you're sure they care about you. And all of a sudden you realize that there's something going on, whether it's within you, within family, within friends, on Facebook, social media, where in your community, wherever, at work, wherever it's happening, there's that relationship that is difficult. Raise your hand if you have a relationship that might be something we can stick our teeth in today to tell the Holy Week story. Any relationship, or it could have been in the past, a relationship that you had to let go of, perhaps, or that you were able to resolve and bring into a higher experience of the relationship. I see, hands up. I want to just see who I'm talking to here. Okay. So we're all in. Oh, my goodness. We're all people. We're all human. Oh, no. That means that when we have those experiences of peopling, it doesn't always work. It doesn't always work the way we want it. So before I got to Palm Sunday, I kind of felt sad. I felt like there was some underpinnings in my exchanges with certain folks that caused me suffering. Now, I want to blame it on them. That's my favorite thing to do. But unfortunately, that experience and those people are the Messiah. They are the teachers. And so for me to blame my reaction on other people never works. I don't know how many times I've tried it and failed. I don't know how many more times I'm going to try it and fail. But as long as we're human beings and we come into relationship with another human being, we're always going to be learning. Are you with me? Are we learning? So here's Jesus, he's coming into town, and there's some undertones of, who is this guy, and this is not going to work for us. I don't know how many times it's happened in my life where my personality or my viewpoint in life or my way of thinking or being just doesn't work for others. I cannot imagine that. What the hell? It's always a surprise. So Monday, we call Monday Fig Monday, right? The Fig Monday is when Jesus gave his talk under the fig tree that was barren. It was pretty profound. He's basically saying, you know, he gave a talk about prayer, and he was kind of saying, hey, if you got no figs on the tree, there's a reason. In other words, to bear fruit, certain things have to be in place, right? So he gave this great talk, and he's all smitten with himself, I'm sure, or maybe not. Maybe that's just me and something I do. He seems like he'd mastered that just a bit. So anyway, then he goes into town, and he's pretty happy. He walks into the temple, and oh my heavens, it is not in the condition that he would like to see it. In fact, he's so appalled by the money exchangers and the illegal things going on, and just the not sacred things going on in his sacred temple, that he throws the tables over and has a ringtail has a ring-tailed tizzy fit, my sister's favorite saying, causes he's just outraged. Thank God. It is our one saving grace that the Messiah threw a temper tantrum. So if it's okay for him, in my mind, I'm saying it's okay for me. So Fig Monday is a good day to throw the ringtail tizzy fit. And how does that feel? Well, it's scary for people. It's not a pretty sight. People don't necessarily understand, and to be honest, it can cause a lot more trouble. My Holy Week story. So then we get to Temple Tuesday, where he goes back and everything's beautiful, and they clean everything up and they rededicate the temple. And then he goes on with his beautiful business. He goes up to the Mount of Olives, and guess what happens on Temple Tuesday? Judas, his disciple, I can't even get the words out, betrays him. Have you ever been betrayed? Have you ever felt betrayed? Raise your hand, please, if you can think of a time when you felt betrayed. It looks like pretty much everyone knows the feeling. Good. So Tuesday is a great day, is an absolutely great day to feel the betrayal. This is when I started to get very mad. I started to get very hurt and mad, and I started to try to take apart what is wrong with that person would do that to me. Didn't see any of myself in it. This is where betrayal and our reaction to it can be an opportunity to blame others and be self-righteous. Now, Jesus was not none of those things, but I'm not Jesus. And it was a really wonderful place to be for suffering. It is the perfect place to be for suffering. Do you agree? You know, feeling betrayed, feeling sorry for myself, feeling indignation, self-righteous indignation, shame, blame, and frame. How dare you? Do you know? Do you know who I am? Those were the fun feelings of Temple Tuesday. And of course, thank God for Spy Wednesday. Now, remember, the story means that they're still in the background, without Jesus knowing, they're still planning his arrest and punishment. He is tired and he takes a day off. He takes a day off with his closest trusted friends. This was a good day for me, where I visited my closest trusted friends, who I trust will tell me the truth, not leave me out of the story, ask me what my part in it is, and help me along in the pain of discovery. This is when we rest, we contemplate, we reflect, reflect, we meditate. You know what I mean? We look inside ourselves and say, you know, if that other person or persons, you know, were not here, what would be the story? You know, you take other people out of it and leave yourself alone with the story. You have to figure out what the story is, don't you? You have to figure out, well, and you know, what is my reaction and why? What am I, my favorite? What am I afraid of? You know, what am I afraid of? Those are good questions. And then, of course, Maundy Thursday. Maundy Thursday is a great day where, if you know scripture, that's when the Last Supper takes place. You know, where they go to the tomb of David, upstairs into the upper room, which is probably why we in our teaching call holding vigil in the upper room. We use that term, the upper room. And on Maundy Thursday, they had the Last Supper. And you know, Jesus knew it was his Last Supper. Isn't that interesting? So I'm sure there was a lot. Can you imagine? There was probably a lot going on with the, you know, with the disciples kind of talking about what was going on behind the scenes. Don't you think? Like he knew what was going on. He knew in a big way. It's also that supper that he establishes the communion. Communion is established during the Last Supper. The Last Supper is when he washes the feet of his disciples, you know, and takes a lot of heat from that. Remember, he takes his robes off and washes their feet. You know, they're in the desert, you know, he washes their feet. And in Jewish culture, you know, being without your clothing is not necessarily usual behavior. I mean, he just throws caution to the wind, doesn't he? You know, the great story of the Christ consciousness is that he stays in principle, and that's where he gets his power. And so he's never wrong in that. Does that make sense? You know, he can always go, we can always, and he did, he exemplified going back to principle to be who you are in the world. And you can't fail. Now you can be crucified, you can be judged harshly. Some people have told me I'm going to go to hell because of my beliefs. But I live in the power and the presence of the One. I live in the power and the presence that Reverend Dr. Kathy Ann Lewis, this Good Friday service said, the highest name for God is love. So as long as I stick to that, I stick to my idea, the God of my understanding, which is love, you can say anything you want to me. You can say anything you want to me and it's not going to stick. It's going to bounce right off of me. But when something inside of me does not believe in principle, you can say whatever you want to me and destroy me. And can you destroy me, or does it just feel that way to me? Do I sink into that vibration of the victim? Yes. Does it feel good? No. You see the difference between living the story of Holy Week and telling the story of Holy Week. And of course, on Monday, Thursday, they had their Passover. And after that, they went to the Garden of Gethsemane, right? Remember that? They go to the garden, the disciples go to the Garden of Gethsemane. It's a little bit of a tongue twister. And what happens in the garden? Jesus gets arrested. So here they are in prayer, meditation, reflection, contemplation, and he gets arrested. So we are not above the human relationship and its issues and problems, even when we live and stayed on spirit, huh? Because in any relationship, we hope for intimacy. So we take risks with other human beings to be in our lives, don't we? Don't we do that? We take risks also with other human beings to share ourselves fully to get to that place of belonging. Brene Brown talks so much about belonging. She talks about that, that belonging is different from fitting in. That fitting in is being with people that accept you. Belonging is being with people who want you there. We're not being tolerated. We're being cared for. The difference between fitting in and belonging is our vision for relationship. How do we want to be in a relationship, and how do we want those relationships to feel? Basically, Brene Brown uses a quote from President Theodore Roosevelt, that we're all familiar with. And sometimes we think that's a quote from her. Sometimes we forget that she saw this quote from President Theodore Roosevelt and literally built a lot of her way of bringing her research to the world. She literally wrote a book and had that, had this quote part of her book, and then literally named her next book, or her book after, from the quote itself, called Daring Greatly. So I'm going to read this. It's not the critic who counts, not the one who points out how the strong one stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the person who is in the arena, whose face is marred with dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who at the best knows in the end of the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if one fails, at least fails while daring greatly. She goes on later on to talk about who she accepts criticism from. She accepts criticism from those who are in the arena with her. Isn't that a fabulous way of being? So we can also be mindful of, in our relationships in the world, to look at them, is this person actually in the arena with me? And if not, I don't think we have to really listen or take to heart without realization. that this person may not be in the arena with me, and the relationship may not be working anymore once we have those revelations. And we've talked about that many times, of what to do with relationships that have run their course. And sometimes that kind of change is hard, and we have an opportunity here in the spring to uproot those relationships that might congest some of the seeds we're planting right now. So then we get to Good Friday, and Reverend Dr. Kathy Ann she was asking, I don't know why it's called Good Friday. And so I pondered that. And of course, I came up with an answer, because I can answer questions that Reverend Dr. Kathy Lewis asks, because I'm that smitten with myself. Anyway, I decided that Good Friday is called Good Friday because at the end of Good Friday, it is the end of suffering. Praise God. Jesus is crucified in the most horrific way on Friday, but by 3-ish in the afternoon, he has made his transition. He's free. He has flown. He has flown the coop. A little chicken and Easter fun there that I just made up. So he carries his own cross to Calvary. He's mocked, he's insulted, he's spit on. It's horrific. It reminded me of the song in Hamilton of The Imaginable. I don't know if you remember that song. Oh my gosh, it's one of the most beautiful songs, is living with the unimaginable. It was just beautiful. So for me, Good Friday, of course, there was a lot going on. And events were escalating for me. I did feel like I was losing some footing. And then in about the 9th hour, I decided I needed to attend Good Friday service. And I did, with one of my teachers and mentors, Reverend Kathy Ann. And it was the beginning of the end of my suffering. It was so delightful. Have you ever done that, where you've given it your best? You know, you've had your reaction, you've had your ringtail tizzy fit. Nothing changed, so you couldn't just stop there. You had to keep going. You had to start the inner journey of reflecting what your part in things is. You found out what they were. Then there's that whole piece of, when you get to Good Friday, you get to forgiveness, don't you? You get to that piece that has to happen in every exchange that has difficulty. Forgiveness, the first thing I did was I forgave those who have hurt me. And then I forgave myself for not choosing love. And Friday night was a good night. I feel very close to that night right now. Like it was emotional. Do you know what I mean? Isn't there a wondrous sense of relief when you're finally coming to the realization of what you have to do and what needs to take place? And then how you're going to do that happens on Saturday. Holy Saturday is a day where the soldiers, they guarded Jesus's body. If you will, that was the day for me that I felt guarded, guided, and protected. I felt completely back in my ability to create systems, create ways of being, create solutions. Have you done that? Have you been there? Is this kind of the Holy Saturday, way of being? And then last but not least, and look at my joy, is Easter Sunday, or what is called Resurrection Sunday, when we finally rise up into our new way of being. And in that new way of being, We recognize who we are. We recognize the eternality of life. We remember everything we've been taught, all the ways in which we can then find our way back, and not back in that we're finding our way back to the past. We're finding our way back to center, aren't we? Do you ever feel like you've absolutely lost control of anything you've ever known? And you're just spinning out in this marvelous either temper tantrum or out of alignment or out of integrity or, whatever. Are you with me? I love it when I'm not alone here, because this story is so fantastic. And the topic of the path less traveled is, what does that mean? But from visioning, from how we want to be in the world, from what God's idea of itself as my life, the path less traveled then is the hard path. It's the path that I want to be on to be a better person. It's the path that I have that, that crossroads, right? I can go right or I can go left. I can be the same, that self-righteous, well, do you know who I am? Or I can be that one that says, something new is happening here. Something new is happening for me. I am made new here, and I'm going to be newer so that I master my dharma. Master, does the same thing happen over and over and over, just being me? But each time I feel like something wondrous happens. I get a little more mastery. Maybe I can see my part in things quicker, or maybe I can react less and respond more. Sometimes I can sit there and take what's coming at me and keep my mouth shut. That is huge. I don't know when in life that became available to me. My father would have never seen that experience. But I'm getting more and more able to be graceful. And I want to be more of that. So something brand new is seeded in me and sprouting. And I gotta say, I'm a pretty happy little camper today. Not that I haven't created some destruction in my wake, but if you're in the arena with me, we can heal that, can't we? We can heal that. I can ask for forgiveness. I can forgive. I can commit to being different. It doesn't matter how often one says I'm sorry if the same behavior happens over and over and over. Those sorries, they lose any kind of meaning, don't they? I want the kind of forgiveness and I'm sorry that guarantees that I'm going to do everything I can to do it different. And the path less traveled can feel painful, can it not? Can it be full of some boulders and some fig trees without fruit? So I'm going to end this with, because I would like to share, I am living Easter Sunday. I am living Easter Sunday with great hope and love in my heart, with great commitment to staying in the game. Have you ever been in a game where you're just so huffy and you take your toys home and say, I'm not playing with you anymore? I don't know if you've ever done that. I love to do that, apparently. I think I'm going to get pretty far and I don't get anywhere. But today, I have such insight because I have committed my life to one purpose, and that purpose is love. And I accept that everything unlike it has to move out of the way. And I accept what that's going to look like when I'm in the arena and I am marred and dusty and sweaty and bloody. Not only that, but I rise up to that purpose. When on Fig Monday, I couldn't see it farther than I could see my nose. There was no way I could even imagine Easter Sunday. You see, it's a process, isn't it? It's a story, such a magnificent story that takes us through our humanness. I don't know how many people can go from Palm Sunday to Easter Sunday without experiencing the humanity, not only in others, but in ourselves. This idea of consciousness, as we talked about in our class on Thursday, we're not judging our consciousness. That would be like judging God. Like, what is wrong with my consciousness? Would be to say, what is wrong with God? Because God's consciousness is our consciousness. What we are judging is our behavior, so that we can become in tune with the vibration of God's consciousness. We don't get to just jump to the divine, do we, when we're behaving in the human realm? Are you with me, everyone? Are you with me? Do you love the story of Holy Week? Have any of you, now that you've heard the story, raise your hand? I'm going to ask two questions. Are you hearing the story of Holy Week, or are you living the story of Holy Week this year? I'm going to ask you the second question. Are any of you living the story of Holy Week with me this year? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, 6. Oh my. You don't know how good I feel right now. Because you are my people. And for you to invite me back each week is a joy beyond my wildest imaginings. That you are in the arena with me. How many of you are in the arena with me? This is look at us. Look around at your spiritual community, which is why we come on Sunday, isn't it? We come to be together so that we can learn how not to grow our consciousness, because it's already infinite. It's eternal, meaning that we were born with it. And we're going to die with it. And so it's not to grow consciousness by any means, is it? But it is to experience it. It is to embody it. It is to bring it into our way of being. It is to use it to be the best of who we'd like to be in the world. It is the road less traveled, because we are in the arena, because we've said yes to the vision of God's idea of itself as our life. I wish all of you a happy Easter. How much I love you. Let us pray. Oh my goodness. I have good news. There is a power, a presence, a foreverness, a here and nowness is, was, and will be forever and ever. The Spirit Almighty, consciousness, the infinite mind, principle that is love and light and harmony and peace and joy and understanding. Enoughness for all its creation. No lack, no limitation. A prosperous, abundant creator who has created its creation in its likeness. And so I know I am full of the light of the One. That in any moment, I am able to access my nature, the nature of each one of us, the nature of everyone on this planet that makes us one, connected in this spirit. That my vision for my life and my vision for this center is God's idea of itself. That means that it is love and peace and joy and all that is good. And that each day I wake up living and breathing, I am here to love. I'm on purpose. I have everything I need. My heart is open wider every time I say yes to the vision. I am safe, guarded, guided, and protected, no matter what it looks like in the arena. I know a world that works for everyone. I know this community, this center, is here to create that world. I give thanks from the depths of my soul for this vision made manifest. I give thanks for this prayer answered. I leave it with the law that is love. It is done in mind. I know that to be so, and please affirm with me as we say together, and so it is.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jan Garrett.
I'm J.D. Martin. Our song today is I'm Willing. I'm willing to change my life, willing to shine a little light. I know the change may not come today, but it'll be worth the wait. I'm willing, yes I'm willing. Going out on a limb today, feels like I'm finding my way. I've been driving the wrong way down a one-way street. Then I realize I'm in the driver's seat. I'm willing to change my life, willing to shine a little light. I know the change may not come today, but it'll be worth the wait. I'm willing, yeah, I'm willing. I've been spending some time alone, way out of my comfort zone. I can't keep on doing the same old thing and expect it to turn out a different way. I'm willing to change my life. future, time is my friend. I'm gonna follow my heart to the end. Ain't no stop sign on this road. The further I get, the lighter my load. I'm willing. Change my life. Yes, I'm willing. I know the change may not come today, but it'll be worth the wait. I'm willing to change my life. Willing to shine a little light. I know the change may not come today, but it'll be worth the wait. I'm willing. Yes, I'm willing. So willing, yeah. Willing. Oh, yeah. I'm willing.
All right.
That song was so amazing, Ruth. I have to give some kudos to our production team manager as we bring on Reverend Patricia as she is going
mute.
to take us out.
That is perfect. I am so willing. That is the perfect song after the perfect talk for this week. Thank you so much. This is a special time for us. This is a time that we are offering you an opportunity to give. But why are we offering you an opportunity to give? It's because when you give after you've received out of that sense of gratitude, and I am feeling so grateful right now, this is when I get to give to that which enriches my life and to support it so that it enriches other people's lives. But I give to myself in the end, always. What I give, when I give to what I love and what supports me, I give to myself and I start that flow of abundance that comes from gratitude and from acting on gratitude. So I encourage you to be expansive in your feelings of gratitude and give generously to the center. And you can give by going on our website. We have a donate button on the front page. You go through PayPal and either pay by credit card or through PayPal itself. You can also send us a check to the address that's on the screen. It's also on our website. And we will be enormously grateful back. We, the center, will be enormously grateful back. And continue to share our good word and this fabulous teaching with you and with the world. So thank you. Now, if you will stay muted, but say with us together, all together, our abundance affirmation, abiding by the law of circulation and in heartfelt gratitude, I affirm that I live in a creative and abundant universe that continuously flows in, through, and out as me, expressing as the ever expanding infinite good. And so it is. And now we have announcements. First announcement is the mental equivalence class that started on Thursday. It is not too late to join, and you can catch up very easily because Reverend Sharon creates these fabulous PowerPoints that you can go through and get all the information for the first class and be ready to go to join us for the second class. Classes are on Thursday nights this month, and they're wonderful. Both Debbie Putnam and I are in the class, along with Anne. So we're having a wonderful time. Come join us. On Monday, we have our healing circle with Jaime de Guzman, and it really is an hour of medicine, mindfulness, and mysticism, where he teaches us some Qigong, and we become that healing circle for ourselves and each other. There will be no wonderful acupuncture yet. That's going to have to wait till we get back in person. Wednesdays are Wisdom Wednesdays on the second and fourth Wednesdays, which means not this Wednesday, but next week. But you'll find out more next Sunday about what's going to happen on the second Wednesday of the month. And everything that we do is on our website, our Meetup, our Facebook, our Instagram. We are social media mavens here. So check us out. Check us out. And now our closing song, The Sun Will Rise.
All right. 1, 2, 3. The sun will rise, the sun will rise, bringing light to the earth as it springs from the ground. The sun will rise, the sun will rise. Won't you dry all your tears, lay your burdens down. Won't you dry all your tears, lay your burdens down. The sun will rise, the sun will rise, bringing light to the earth as it springs from the ground. The sun will rise, the sun will rise. Won't you dry all your tears, lay your burdens down. Won't you dry all your tears, lay your burdens down. Won't you dry all your tears, lay your burdens down.
And our affirmation for the week that you can take with you is I follow the vision for my life, especially when it is the road less traveled. Prayer requests. There's two ways to send your prayer requests. One is via chat on your screen or via our website. We also are taking prayer requests to be done during our fellowship time, and you can put into the chat to Ruth if you'd like to have a one-on-one with a practitioner during our social time. She'll put you in a separate room, and then you can rejoin the social time after about 5 minutes. It's a real quick, wonderful way to gift yourself this Sunday morning. As we began, there is good news. Good news that there is an aliveness that has risen up in us because it has always been in us. The one life, the one love, the one truth, the one presence. And it continually rises up in us as we open more and more to it. And I give great thanks for this time to be together, to be in community, to know that I have the support of all this community as I nurture that rising up within me. And I know this is true for everyone who hears this. It is always true. And so I give great thanks, and so it is.
That was beautiful.
Please join us for our fellowship time.
Beautiful. Thank you, Patricia. That's amazing.